What's going on, guys? Kyger here. Back with the video I promised you for a couple days now, Calamus one-shot. Now, this is the team we're going to be using. Primarily, the three most important ones are going to be Lavender, Blue Rose, and Calamus. And I believe Gardinia will be the best in slot 4th. In this video, I'm going to go over the setup for it, how the build works, and then I'm going to show you 3 example videos of it working. Let's get into it.
Tree Bird Country's master, the long blue Texas.
Calamus, at your service!
Alright guys, so let's check out the team. So, starting from the top, Lavender actually is very, very important here. So, he actually got nerfed a little over a year ago. Almost exactly a year ago. But puts down an AoE, you can target this area, and then puts them in a slumber for 8 seconds. And increases their damage received by 15%. That's the important thing. They cannot move, and then they take 15% more damage. But once they take 50% of your attack, then they will be out of that slumber status. But once that slumber status finishes, they also take some exploding damage. So more damage on top of that. His damage himself is actually pretty low, but that's because you're doing that 15% more damage. 8 seconds is pretty big, and there's a good range of this skill. We're going to be stacking percentage on percentage on percentage. 15%, we're going to see some more percentages as we go. Then we have Blue Rose with her passive, giving you 5% more damage if they're at high HP, which is what we want. Then we have her active skill right here, primarily caring about this level 2 effect. When dealing damage to a unit above 50%, this deals 40% more damage. So percent on percent on percent. And then the level 8 effect, every 10% of the current remaining HP, 2% more damage. So if they're at, let's say, 80%, you'll do 8 times 2, 16% more damage. Ridiculous. Gardinia is primarily going to be here for this swap effect, which is effectively... What's important here is taking effect when switching class. It doesn't say switch to her. It's just switching classes. So she's going to be on the initial team with Lavender, and then we swap to our damage dealers, triggering Gardinia passive Lingering Music, which will then give us an attack boost. It goes to 2.4, I believe, of your HP as attack. Then her active skill isn't going to be very important, but if you are having trouble finishing, then this may help. And it doesn't even require that she really hits. When the dream lasts, there's a 10% chance of triggering additional damage when the master's class skill damage, with the additional damage being 3% of your max HP once every 3 seconds. So during the 8 seconds of the full mountain effect, whenever you hit with a skill, you have a 10% chance to do 3% of your max HP. We don't really care. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff here, especially this number 2 part of the skill. They get slow by 50% and no dodge for 6 seconds. That's obviously good, but we're talking about one shot. This is primarily a thing if they survive our one shot. Then Calamus. We don't care about her basic attack. We don't care about her passive. We care about her active skill. Mystic Art, Extreme Slash. Now, some people will be confused because we're going to be swapping immediately to Calamus and then using her ability with 0 mindset stacks because we want to do it as quickly as possible, right? Now, you'll see consume 1 stack of mindset, increasing your damage increase by 2.5%, but also just by using the skill increases the enemy's damage taken by 8%. So we are going to be using 1 stack of mindset from the ability later on. I'll show you in a second, but it guarantees us 1 stack before we use it. So we're going to be, they take 8% more damage and we deal 2.5% more damage. It'll actually be 3.37, something like that. It's 50% more than this. 3.75. And then the break is nice, obviously. But as you see right here, the level 5 effect is what I really care about. When released, directly obtain 1 stack of mindset, and then it heals you for lost HP. That doesn't really matter. And then right here, damage increase effect obtained by consuming mindset plus 50%. So that would be, this 2.5% is now 3.75%. But that's it. Like I said, this is the team. The only other swap you could do is take out Gardinia for Ikoria. If you're worried about dying yourself, you can do a preemptive Ikoria if you think you're going to die before the lavender goes off. Now let's show you how the build works, and then we'll talk about pets and stuff like that. Let's get into it. Alright, this first example we're going to see right here. We're going to use 2 different examples that happen in the Skilled War. Group fighting works really well with this as well because every ability you're using is an AoE. As far as class, I would prefer Dragon Knight or Gladiator, as their kind of finisher move also deals a high amount of damage, and it's also AoE, so you can hit 3 people or such. So what we're going to see in this match right here at about 240, and then 315, 320, something like that, is 7 right here against Nugami, which is one of the bigger players on the server. But as we see right here, we are the one right here at the back end, and the Nugami is right there where it says Stormwave Firmament. That is our main target right here, and we're going to see it play out. 1, 2, sleep, and then boom, immediately takes the 1 shot. He is using Dragon Fighter. He just prefers Dragon Fighter, but as I said, it would be a cleaner 1 shot with either Dragon Knight or Gladiator, but you do get the Dragon Roar from Dragon Fighter. As for pets, what I'll show you once we get to the other person, but let's see. It should be should be right around here. Alright, let's play it out. He got 1 shot. There we go. Nugami came back up. Our skills are down. And I'll come back once I find the next aspect. Alright guys, second example right here. Nugami, pretty much full HP. I think he's missing a very tiny sliver here. And then we are going in for the combo. Boom, 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 dead. Just very, very easy, straightforward. And we didn't even have to use our stun effects as a dragon fighter. As a Dragon Knight, he would die a bit quicker because of the spear drop, or if you are a gladiator, the punitive chop. Now, let's get into this. Is just going to be a clean showing of what it looks like with no extra abilities and whatnot going on. Boom, 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 boom. And that's the full combo with the spear drop. Last is going to be what it looks like in a duel, and then showing it a couple times, slowing down, showing what's going on. Alright, they are stronger. Alright, boom, dodge, boom, 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 and we didn't even get to use our spear drop. As we'll see, it'll be a little bit slower this time, showing what moves we're using. Buff, dodge to the side. There's Lavender, sleep, boom, dead. And then one more time showing the abilities being used. Boom, boom, dodge, swap, boom, boom, and then you'll see the third skill. And then they die before we even get a chance to spear drop. That's it, guys. This is the ideal setup. Like I said, the only change you can make is take out Gardinia for Ikoria if you're worried about you getting one shot while you're doing this, because Ikoria will stop you from dying to a one shot. It's actually a funny counter. You could use it as a counter against other one-shot builds, but you could, for pets, you can use the cat to make sure if they try to stun you while you're trying to do your combo, you can get out of it. You can use Capybara if you have the red skill that increases the range of the Capybara skill, so you can make sure they are stunned from Capybara, which makes sure that Lavender lands, and once Lavender lands, everything lands, and then they're dead. As far as wills and generations, really good options here. I've had mixed results across me and all my testers. From either super strength has done really well, but people with really built out fairies have been doing the most with Sprout of Flower, which increases the damage and slightly increases the cooldown if you have 4 sets on your fairies. That would be the generations. As far as the cores, Mantra does well because you are doing a swap here. Slaughter makes sure that you get the kill off if you get them under 60%. If they're living with a little bit left, this will make sure they die from the one shot. Fierce attack also goes well because you are hitting 3 times very, very quickly, so you will get that fierce attack damage amp, which kind of goes with the whole percentage on percentage on percentage thing that we're doing here. But go try it out. Let me know what you guys think. It's going to be a hazard out there. Do I think this is the best thing you could be doing right now? No. Holy still kills faster and more consistently, but this is a way for non-holy users to get some one-shots off. Till next time, guys.